Solarbankers is what we're talking about. Oh, welcome to my channel. Sorry, I don't have a very good voice to sing, but you're welcome to my channel. We're talking about Solarbankers today. What is Solarbankers all about? Without much chatting, now let's see. When you have a system where you create and you are not thinking about sustainability, I think you are going to go down. Listen, the earth has been there for thousands of years now, and certain persons, our fathers, lived on this earth and they did not do what we are doing. I once watched a video where someone was sitting down. He was depicted as the earth, and they were just throwing garbage on him. This one brought he bought Coca-Cola, he threw on it. This one bought this, everything just threw on it. And the guy was reacting because I can't take this anymore. So you see, the earth, though you may do things that you may not get immediate reaction, but the earth is reacting. That is why you see the landslides, the volcano, the fogs, the many things happening. Why? Because the earth is crying out. Just like Brian Tracy said, that crisis is change calling out. Sometimes we don't understand. In an organization, sometimes when you are facing problem, it's indirectly telling you that you are doing something wrong. So change. So the earth is crying, and except we change, things are going to get worse. There's a ever growing demand for energy. Listen, if we do statistics now and we go to Africa, there are countries like Nigeria, many countries. I'm not saying Nigeria because I want to say no. There are many countries of the world, Google it, that don't have enough power. Number two thing is, there are many countries in the world where it's very high, the cost of purchasing power. So all these are different problems. Currently, it's been said that 1% of the sun, listen, 1% of the sun energy that falls on the Sahara Desert is enough to power the whole world. Now, if 1% on just Sahara Desert is enough to power the whole world, what are we doing with it? Nothing. You see, the Sahara Desert, you don't see anything. The Sahara Desert is a place where you see migrants pushing through the Sahara Desert because they want to cross into Europe, and many of them die because they can't just take it, because the amount of energy or sunlight that is being concentrated on that place is enough to kill someone. So sometimes those who travel through the Sahara, they are camel, they die, and there's dehydration, and there is no living thing on this in the Sahara Desert. So why not now we harness that? What about if we bring a platform where you get this volatile cells, and we are literally able to generate this at the Sahara Desert? Now, let's come from the Sahara Desert. Let's bring it back to our homes. What about if every person can now get power? Like I gave you a scenario in places like Nigeria and the rest of them, where if you've been to Nigeria, where power is not very constant, it's not stable. They bring the power at will and take the power energy at will. What about if the people can actually have access to something that is cheap and is readily available to them? So currently, Solarbankers, they've been in business since 2008, and they've been working with the Ministry of Dubai Ministry of Energy and Water. So these are not guys who are just coming there to talk or they don't know. No, they've been there and they've been working with this guy. The ICO starts today, so you should make a very fast decision and look into it. And they are working with a next generational blockchain technology. Now, Bitcoin and the rest of them has their own loopholes. Bitcoin, Ethereum have their own loopholes. Now, you all know that Bitcoin is not very energy efficient, because the generation of Bitcoin is very, very bad. But with Sky Ledger, this blockchain, it does not need that. And another thing again is very good, and it's not mineable because they use a coin hour mechanism, which is very, very good, and it takes seconds to actually confine. And this Bitcoin is vulnerable due to mining and other things to, I think, 51% attacks, but this coin is not. Then when you talk about the drawbacks, Ethereum is very good. Ethereum is very good. It's a very good project. Everybody knows that in the blockchain ecosystem. But Ethereum has a drawback. One of the drawbacks is Ethereum, it's stored in one place. So, but with Sky Ledger, it will be a distributed stuff. So, and then Solarbankers, they are bringing a coin which is called the Soin coin, which you'll be able to gain access to people, consumer and producer, and actually be able to get access to energy. So let's talk about the drawbacks with the traditional method of producing power. Now, the traditional methods of producing power, first, they're not very efficient, because producing power in a place and transferring to another place, by the time you discover that there have been many losses along the way. Like those of you who know about engineering and the losses that happens in the course of production, then delivering to the consumer. So it's not very cost efficient, number one. Then another thing again, it's not energy efficient. So those are many drawbacks with the with the normal traditional way of generating power. Then another thing again, most of this method, they are not environmentally friendly. Then they are not eco-friendly. And another thing again is they generate this thing at a much lower price, and they sell it to those people, the consumers, at a very much high price, which is not very good. So what about if we bring decentralization into your system, where you and I can actually have access to panels where we can produce energy, and also they produce energy that is sufficient for ourselves. We can also sell to our neighbor. So it's a very good platforms. Listen, I said I was saying some minutes ago that Amazon, they will not need, if they want to raise a project, they will not need to go to the public and say, okay, we want the public to support us. Why? Because they have enough money. So what about you and I that want to invest in companies like this? So it's a very good one. Decentralization is coming to this place. Immutability is coming to this place, and transparency is coming to this place. So why should you invest? I think you should invest because with the comparison that is done with Solarbankers and the rest of them. Now listen, Solarbankers has been in business since 2008, right? That's what I told you. Now Solarbankers, they are producing a kind of system that is very efficient. Why? Because they are producing their panels. It's very transparent, and it's energy efficient. If you go through the white paper, you will see it. Now this is that they have many different panel, holographic solar panel, which is deflecting volatile DPV. So you see all the criteria, the greater efficiency, that standard models, and the rest of them is shape, is this, it has longer durability, and this is a very certified one. You know most of those blockchain companies, they are not been in business for a while, and you see a business that have been there since 2008 is very good one. And also later, this says they are able to literally withstand very high temperature. So where you have places like Dubai and the rest of them that are very close to the desert that has very high temperature, where the normal volatile cells that have been, or films that have been produced will not actually be very efficient. This system will be very efficient. It's trash resistant. So they have many products in the system. So they are working with the Sky Ledger. Then we have the Sun coin. Then we have the Solarbankers. So guys, I think it's time to get on board, because let's produce this power ourselves, enough for centralization, and let's get access to all this within a very short period of time. So the ICO starts today, and this is the price. So it's going to end on the 31st. I think you should get in before it actually comes to an end. So with that, I want to say a very big thank you to you for being with me. There's any ISO you want me to cover, just feel free to get back to me, and I will do that. I'm at your service. So thank you very much, and have a very good one.